So your first steps will be to log into command, which is at agent.kw.com. My computer doesn't fall asleep. There we go. And then we are going to go up to our settings, which is underneath your name. So you'll see your name up there. You'll click on it, and you'll click on settings. And it'll take you to the settings page, hopefully. Okay, here it comes. And
Are you still
it'll
having
show
issues with this a little bit?
there. What, the connection?
Just everything on command. 'Cause sometimes it works for me and sometimes it doesn't.
It varies.
Okay.
Because we are recording currently, I can't say too much, but after class, I can talk to you. We're going to scroll down to e-signatures, which will be close to productivity, but you're not going to see it on my list. You might see it on yours if you don't have your Docusign connected. It'll say e-signatures and I believe transactions.
So do you have to do this before you can obviously send things?
Well, yeah. So before you can actually use Docusign, you have to set up your Docusign account through the KW connection. Otherwise, it's not going to be free. So we're going to set it up right now.
I just have Docusign. I don't have any of those other.
Okay, yeah, you probably won't have .loop because we have to go to a different place to get .loop.
How long do you have to set that up?
Oh, well, we start November 30th to use Docusign.
Oh, so you've got a while then.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time.
So
Okay, say that again. Digital signatures?
It'll say digital signatures and transactions.
Okay. DocuSign?
Yep, Docusign, you'll click connect account.
Okay.
A new box is going to pop up that says, is this correct? Is this your preferred first name, last name, your email? If this is correct, it should be your KW email and your preferred email, just so you know.
Yes.
That's how we get the free account. If you don't have a Docusign account, you're going to click send registration email. It's going to be sent to your email. So go ahead and do that. Once you've done that, let me know.
did it.
Okay, 1,
Did it.
2. Oh, Michelle, you're just watching. Okay,
I'll
that's
do it with
okay.
my mind.
That's okay. Now you're going to go into your email, and you're going to pull up what Docusign sent you.
Oh, I've been invited.
Yes, it will be an invitation from Keller Williams.
Accept invite?
Accept that invite, yep.
Mine says unable to open.
Hold on.
So now I do password.
Try one. Go directly through Gmail, not the mail app.
Or should I try it on my phone?
Yeah, try it on your phone. So now Eric is creating his password. So once you accept the invite, you'll create a password. There you go.
I thought I'd do it on my phone. Is it just through kw.com?
No, you have to go to agent.kw.com through command to set it up.
And then activate?
Yep, click activate.
Do you have to have the app on your phone, or can you go through regular internet?
No, you can go through, you should be able to go through the internet.
So what's it called again?
Agent.kw.com.
Finalized by reviewing and accepting the customer agreement.
Oh, it's loading that.
Oh, yeah, good.
So it's the Keller Cloud.
What's new? Cupcake. Messages replaces comments. Here to learn more about our newest feature, messages.
It is a little hard, but I've only had one or two requests for the class. They can always come to me for help. Actually, the people who requested it have already connected their accounts, so.
Did it?
Yay!
I watched it this morning.
So once you accept it, once you accept you'll be inside of rooms, you can go ahead and exit that.
Okay.
Oh,
Congratulations.
word.
And this is really what we're going to be using this scene, or not the scene, but this screen inside of Command, basically. This is where we're going to do all of our transactions from now on.
Do I hit authorize on my command?
Yes, yeah. So when you're back in Command, you're going to hit authorize.
Will you log in?
It will ask you to log in again. And then it'll say Docusign connected. If you want to put .loop on here, it's going to be a similar process. You just go to the marketplace instead. And once you go there, it's going to say transaction. .loop is working fully for us in here, so you can use .loop in there.
I don't have a marketplace.
Really? Why not?
Accept Docusign.
That's weird. Go to your settings page.
Oh, I just saw that.
Now ready can be found.
There you go.
Opportunities.
Why didn't you have an icon? That was weird.
Okay.
Good, you're connected.
Yay! Yay!
And then you'll go to transaction management once you're in the marketplace.
That's a huge achievement
What, getting connected on
for me.
Good.
I got a thumbs up.
Yay, you're connected!
Are you supposed to be in the transaction room when you've done it?
Yes, you'll see the main room screen. And, yes, that's right, yeah, for mobile.
I'm sorry,
It's okay.
I wasn't here, so I'm gonna get, where am I going?
So you're gonna go into command,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna go to your settings, which is underneath your name.
That's not it. Command, is it?
No. Where is it?
So command is
KW.
agent.kw.com.
There we go. That makes more sense.
But then from marketplace, you're gonna click on .loop. And you'll click activate, and it'll download it. It'll say you're purchasing it, but it's free.
So click yes and
Yep.
purchase.
Can't see that.
Do we need both of them in there?
No. I have both in there because I have to show
Okay.
options.
I just figured since we're
If
not
you're
gonna
just
be
gonna
using
use
it.
Docusign, use Docusign.
Yeah,
But right now you're using .loop until November 30th.
right.
So how do you get .loop in again?
You're gonna go up to your marketplace. It's either an icon here, or you'll click your name and it'll drop down and it'll say marketplace.
Right, hang on
I see
Will we
that,
need .loop to move things over? Will it have to be
Yes.
in
You'll s-
command to move
yeah,
it over?
Yeah.
So I do need to put that in there then, don't I?
Well, to bring your old loops in, you don't have to have it connected. It'll log in through that wizard. But
Okay,
I've had a little bit of issues with it, with the wizard.
okay. Well, I'm sure that wizard's pretty busy right about now.
There's only so much magic to go around.
Right, exactly.
And it changes every day, right?
Yeah.
So we have to put .loop in there.
You don't have to.
Oh.
Today's class is not about .loop. I was just showing you an
Oh,
additional
okay.
thing you can do.
Because I think it's still there when you go into your transactions
It is,
anyway.
yeah.
Bonus material.
Okay, so once we are connected with Docusign, Toy, you'll go to settings and you'll scroll down. It'll say digital signatures and transactions.
DocuSign's not coming up for me. I don't know what's going on.
Go to that. Go through your, is it your picture?
Oh, you're in marketplace. That's you don't want marketplace. It's not like the
And then click your picture, then I guess.
I'll go to settings. this your email address that, yeah, I
It
think
is.
you need to put,
It is me.
okay, go ahead and send your registration email.
Whether or not it's the one the office is using.
Right, that's what I'm like, I think it's the
I've told them
KW
3
one.
times
Yeah.
that
So go ahead and check your email. Docusign should send you something.
Okay, where are we going after that?
So after that, you're actually going to go to Docusign.com.
Oh. So open another
Yep,
tab?
open another window, go to
Okay.
Docusign.com. Is it your spam?
Do we log in?
Yep, so once you're to Docusign.com, you're going to go to the login, which is going to be up in the corner. It'll say login. Go ahead and click that. There you go. Accept that invite. And go ahead and fill out the form that pops up. Sneak by your excuse me. Now, normally, I want you guys to go to Docusign.com, but I'm going to show you what you will be doing instead. It just doesn't work currently, so I don't want you all to focus on it. I just want to show you. Normally, you're going to go into Opportunities. And when you're creating an opportunity to put documents in, you'll click on this Documents tab. And then you'll see a Start Transaction button now. And you're going to see that button because you've connected a Docusign. And since I have .loop and Docusign, I have a drop-down box, and I can choose between the two. But when I click on Docusign, it only does this spinning wheel.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah. But if I clicked on .loop, it would, a new button up here would say Update Loop, and then go to Transaction, and it would take me to the .loop screen. So .loop is ready to use inside of here. That's where you would normally go for compliance, to drag it or to import your paperwork into here. But we're going to go to Docusign.com. I'll click on Login. I'll log in with my email address that was in there. And if you log in through this site, this is what you will see. We are actually going to go up to the little person icon in the corner. We're going to switch to Rooms.
Switch to.
And once we switch over, that's the screen we're going to see inside of Command for what we're going to be doing. So this is now what we'll be working from instead. The part when we sign in, the first part is the e-signature area. So that's only for area, maybe your client wants to e-sign. That's where they would e-sign. They'd have a free account for that. But now we're inside of Docusign. You'll see that I have a couple different rooms. And when I say rooms, they are the same thing as loops. So room equals loops for my .loopers.
Okay.
A room is a loop. And a loop is a room. And inside the room, it'll have all of our documentations that we'll need for whatever type of transaction it is. We're going to click on Rooms up at the top here. Maybe it's slow.
It's always slow though, isn't it?
Oh, here we go. And now you're going to see the rooms that I have, and you'll see the little letters in the corner of my rooms. A B stands for buying, an L stands for listing, and a D stands for dual. So both sides. That's just an easy reference to you to say where are my buying or my buyers, boom, right there, my listings, boom, and my duels. And I'm going to, up here in the corner of the blue plus the new button, I'm going to click that, and I'm going to create a new room. If you're looking just to test the system out, I want you to put the word test in front of every name that you create, because that will make Lisa not freak out when she sees things. So you'll put test and then however you would name a room or a loop.
Do you wanna get her?
Yeah, I wanna get around.
So I'm going to put test Friday. My office is the Inglewood office. Location, United States. Your role, you're always going to be the agent owner. And then you're going to select a side. I'm going to select buy side. And I can add a photo if I want to. So I'm going to change that picture. If I have a folder ready to go inside of my desktop, I can select that. I'm just going to go to photos. Go class photo.
Do you have to like go through opportunities to get to a room?
When we're officially doing it, yes. But it's not working. That link isn't working, so you're going to go to Docusign.com
Oh.
and sign in.
So I did go to the right place, but it doesn't work. So now
Okay.
you need to do Docusign.com.
Yep.
I remembered something, so that's good.
Oh, I like that picture.
So November 30th is when we'll be actually switching it on.
Are you sure?
As of now.
Yes, as of now.
It might extend.
We love you.
As of right now.
We have to tease you.
You have a lot of patience.
We don't know how you do it, actually.
He drinks a lot at night.
I nearly
Or in
stopped
his office,
drinking.
one or the other.
I have a full bar in the office. My ties are what I go to when I'm finished. And then you
Oh,
switch-
there's the
switch to
rose.
rooms.
Get a
You
room.
have to get to the right site to get the right room.
That's what all the wine was for, right?
Yes, so the wine tasting was actually for me.
So what are you doing there? Are you like creating
I'm just putting
picture?
a picture in here.
Oh, that's cute.
Wow.
And you can leave a blank if you want to. You don't have to put anything here. Usually they'll put a picture of the property or maybe the customers that they're working with. However, you're going to recall, oh yeah, I remember working with them. Or, oh yeah, that's the
But
property.
mentally still there.
So how do you do
Yeah,
that? Can I
that's
take
enough.
your picture so I'll remember?
You could, yeah. You could say,
Because
can
I
I get
have
your
this
photo?
database of all these names.
No, you're not supposed to be that bold. You're just supposed to say, you're such a cute couple. Can I get a picture?
Or let's get a selfie together. Yeah.
Let's do a selfie. Yeah, exactly. This is the house you're gonna buy. Let's take a picture in front of it. Yeah, there you go. Right?
Oh my word.
Come on. You can be sly about it.
I wonder what made them choose to call it a room.
I don't know. I also think about that loop. Why would they choose to call it a loop?
Yeah.
In a room, you can put everything you need for a transaction inside of a room. And then a loop, you have everything inside of a loop. But here's my new
That's
one right
cool.
here. I'm gonna click on that. And now I'm inside of the area where I can start filling in information so I can autofill my contracts. And to do that, I'm gonna click edit. And now everything is available to edit.
So it's pretty much the same principle as Docusign.
Yes,
It's just
it is.
different format.
Exact same principle.
That's good.
A couple different terms, but it's almost the same. That's why people are like, oh, it's not that scary. Because they are used to dot loop. It's, yeah, once we get into Docusign, everything's like, oh yeah. It's the other parts that are scary. But it's okay.
Local currency. Wow.
So I'm going to fill in seller information. I'm just making up names. Listing agent. It's not MCPHERSON.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow, it's a lot of information.
I will get fired. But once you get that info in, you're going to be happy with
It
the amount of
saves you
paperwork that,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when you're putting in the agent, listing agent,
Uh-huh.
the address and city would be the office address, correct?
Yes, yeah, but I would always default to their brokerage information
Right,
for that. Their phone number, though, for cell phone,
right,
but address-wise, yeah, definitely go with the brokerage.
okay. Just making sure.
Because it's actually the brokerage doing the deal.
Right.
We're just
Yep.
there. And once I have my information filled in, that includes all this in here. Contract amount. It's $1 million house. Right?
That sounds good.
Yep.
Okay, so we get all that
Now
done.
click save, down at the bottom it says save. If I need to come back and edit this, I can at any time, and it will update inside of the contracts as long as they haven't been signed already. So let's say the closing date changes, you can go back, change it. If it is after it's signed, you would create an addendum, put that information in there, have it signed again, as far as I understand it.
Now, is it gonna be like dot loop where we have like the whole package will go in, like?
Yeah, we're working on that right now. Yeah,
Okay.
it's because we have to create. I'm going to show you where to find the documents, and I'll show you just a group that I made today for vacant land. I need to get someone who knows exactly which documents they are because I've just been doing tech. So I may have to sit down with Pat and be like, Pat, which ones do I want in here?
Oh, yeah, she'll tell you
Yeah,
because we just talked about that.
So
She
we're
would be
gonna work
happy to have
together.
that conversation with
I'm
you.
sure.
Yes. Yeah,
So we also don't have
Take that
our
single agent crap out.
specific Keller Williams documents in there. We just have the state documents.
Right, okay.
So I will show you now. Now that we have the information filled in, why don't we go ahead and put some documents in there? So I will click on documents.
Yeah, let's do that.
It says add documents to your room, but I'm actually going to go to the add button in the corner that's blue. And then I'm going to click on Docusign Forms. If you haven't been in here yet, it's going to ask you to enter your NERDS number and your name. And your NERDS number is that number you use to sign into the MLS. And your association is going to be the Florida Realtors Association. Yeah.
How do
Oh,
you know
Florida
all
Association of
this?
Realtors. How do I know
Have
it?
you like self-taught yourself or looked at webinars?
No, I watch videos and I train in it so I can bring it to you guys and answer questions as
Good.
best I can.
Are they good videos then, the ones to watch? Or are they a bit...
Some are good, some are bad.
No.
He's recording.
He's recording.
He says.
I am recording, yeah.
But he really figured it out on his own.
Oh my.
It's also, once you have used .loop before, it's easy to just kind of navigate around and be like, well, this is this in .loop, so I know how to do this and that and that.
Yeah, it's just knowing what bits to go to, isn't
Right.
it?
And I've been playing around with this for a little while, so I feel I have a little bit better grasp than I did when I started at it.
Are you available 24/7 then?
No.
Good honesty.
I'm usually available until about 7 p.m. in the evenings, and on the weekends, It'll about 7 p.m. too, but I don't come in during weekends. I take phone calls and texts, but I don't do in person. I mean, if I did in person, it'd be like $50 an hour. I opt for weekends.
Yeah, absolutely. Overtime.
All right. So once you get your nerds number in, let me know. Raise your
I'm
hand.
there.
Done. Toy, how are you doing?
I
I don't know,
doing it. I'm watching
Okay.
it.
I haven't I can't find where you add
Okay.
Docusign
I
form.
struggle to see on that.
Are you
with
on here?
glasses.
On this part with add forms? Or are you still in details?
Are you still in the room?
I'm still on. I don't know how you got to add forms.
Are you on this page though?
Yes.
What page are you on? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go now. There's this. It says documents
Okay.
up here. Click on documents,
Oh, okay.
and then I'm gonna go to the add button in the corner,
Mhm.
and then it says Docusign forms. I'll click on that.
Okay.
So right now, because we don't have the groups finished, you go to the forms library, and to select the library, it's going to be that Florida Association of Realtors. Then all the forms are going to pop up. But if we go back to where it says Forms Library and click Docusign Forms Group, I'm going to select the group of vacant land, and only the 3 documents that we may need for sure from the state pop up.
Why is that?
That's yours though, that's not gonna be on ours?
It should be on yours because I did it through the admin.
Yeah, it's on mine.
Under select group? Wait a minute.
Oh.
I am select library.
Views.com.
Okay, so click the drop down box for that one.
Oh, group, oh, okay.
Select Docusign forms.
There we go, okay. I just was in the library, not the group.
Yep. So the library has all the documents that you need for
Okay.
any transaction,
Okay.
except for
Group is
our personal documents inside of Keller Williams.
Are the interactive forms still on there? There used to be one at the bottom that said Florida Interactive.
I don't know. I just know the far bar stuff is. Whoever we get to be the compliance officer for this stuff will handle that. I'm not sure who it is at this point. It's definitely not me because I don't know what contracts that we're supposed to use. I just know how to access this stuff and create the groups. So for whoever it's going to be, I'll sit with them and we can create the groups together. But then you could I'm just going to select all, and I'm going to add them all.
Where did you
We'll just say this is $1 million
Oh,
plot of land.
okay.
Yeah, there's a button that says select all. Then if I go in my vacant land disclosure, actually I'm going to go to the listing agreement. It's going to load up.
Now yours just got lines, mine don't have lines. On my picture.
You mean what happened?
No, I was laughing at him saying he's not got lines. What did you put?
I named my seller Donald Duck. So Donald Duck something.
Oh, Donald Dog.
Oh, my
Well, I
word.
put in my seller already. Cool. Vacant land listing agreement. Okay.
But because we're buyers, we normally wouldn't have a listing agreement. This is by listing vacant land. I'm just using the group stuff.
Right.
So we're going to have buy vacant land group as well. It'll be different. So we'll just scroll through, make sure that our information has been filled out from that autofill area. I'm going to make this $1 million. And it's cash.
Wow.
I gotta run, thanks, Blue.
Bye.
Now in .lu, when you go to get that ready to obviously email somebody to sign, you used to click on the thing at the top where it would say assign signature. Is it a similar sort of thing?
We're going to do that here. Yep. So first, you go through the contract, make sure all the information is correct. You're putting in the right information everywhere you're supposed to. You're going to click Save and Close. And then you'll do the same thing with the rest of the documents. Once we have finished it, we're going to go to this tab that says envelopes, and I'm going to click on envelopes. This is where we create the area to send off for electronic signature. So we think of an envelope as a certain set of documents. Let's say it's our closing documents or our listing documents, and you're going to send them all at the same time to your client. So I'm going to add new up here too. It's going to ask me to name the envelope name, so I'm going to call it.
Or would you use the address?
You could use the address. It's however you would do organization. I'm just going to call it listing documents because our recipients are going to see the name of this folder too. So they know, oh, these are my documents that I have to sign for the listing documents. I'm going to click room docs, and all of my documents from my room are going to pop in here. And I'm going to select the listing agreement. I'm going to add selected. And then I'm going to scroll down, and it says add recipient. So I'm going to add this recipient from, I would either do it through room participants or email address. So down here, if I click on room participant, it's going to show me everybody inside of the room. So I can select them, both of these, Joe Schmo and Janet Schmo. And then I could select Ashley to show that she gets a copy of it. But if I was doing the listing, she would be taking care of this. This is just to show you the process. Then I'm going to just add the selected to. It's going to automatically create two contacts to go to. And it says that they both need to sign. You can also say needs to view, receives a copy, and then you can specify recipient.
Does it ask you what role they are like it did in .lu?
I've been trying to figure that out, which I haven't been able to figure that out yet. I haven't seen anything. And I've Googled it, I've looked for videos, they're telling me stuff that we don't have access to, so I'm not 110%.
Yeah, it's not letting me click when I do register for the seller for some reason. It's letting me click the other agent. But don't worry about it, I'll figure it out later.
Okay.
I just think that's odd.
So I would add them, I'm gonna actually delete them because I don't want it going to them. And then I would click next.
So it's making you add them, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to have one to be able to go forward. So I'm just adding myself.
Okay. And
Then you'll click next. And this is where you get to start designating where they're supposed to sign, their initials and things like that. It has Blake Whitbold up here because I'm the only recipient. Actually, let me go back. I'm just going to change their emails to my email address.
wouldn't let me do two different people with the same address.
Like home address or email address?
Email address.
Yeah, they do have to have separate email addresses, just like .lu. I'm just going to put these two in there. They're both my email addresses because I definitely don't want it to go to joe@schmo.com. And now that I have the two recipients in here, I can choose between, up here at the top, Joe and Janet. And I can go, okay, down to the bottom, they're my sellers. So Joe first, I'm going to have his initials here.
Oh, it's just the same.
And then I can switch between Janet. Put her
In
initials
fact, that's
here.
easier, isn't it, than the other way?
Then I scroll down and
Can
I
you copy
continue the
that and then
process.
paste?
Let's find out.
Do both of them. Can you copy both of them and paste them at the same time? It'd be easier.
Oh, I don't think so, because we have to switch between the two up here. I don't think we
Okay.
could. Oh wait,
Copy.
let's find out.
Yeah.
go.
That's
Toy.
good.
So what did you do? You copied?
I selected them both, and all I did is I went to the right, like outside of it, held my mouse down, and I drew a little box around it to select them both.
Got it.
And then I went to copy, and then I went down to the next spot.
So when you say copy, did you do Control C or?
Yeah, I do Command C and then Command V, so it would be Control.
It does work.
It's not working for me now.
It did though, didn't
Yeah, I
it?
know. Let's try
Did you do it?
It worked for me.
Did you do C?
that. Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Oh, and it's been going down here.
Uh-oh.
That's funny.
If that happens, you select it and
That's
delete
still
it.
easier than every page. So
Especially if you're doing a single family home
yeah,
or things like that where it's 12 pages. This is a land contract, so it's 4.
right.
I'm gonna go up to signatures. I'm gonna pull a signature over. Sign. Switch. Sign. I can put a date in here.
Now for signature, do we need to widen that box out, or is it?
No,
okay?
it's gonna autofill inside of that size. So it doesn't need to be resized.
Okay. And that date, we gotta put a date on it too.
So I put the dates in there because it makes people feel better. We do get a certificate along with this once it's signed, saying it was signed at this time. People were worried before because it doesn't say directly on the form that it was signed at this time, but the certificate does. It says this signature spot was signed at this time on this date. This was viewed at this time at this date.
Right.
So it's just a separate piece of paper instead of being on that paper. And I believe that still counts, but I still put the date signed in here anyways.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna preview it, recipient preview. This is for Janet. She'll scroll down, sign, it's gonna take me to the next spot, sign, sign, or initial, sign, and initial.
Oh, wait a minute. My date showed, I put the date in there and it's already got something in there.
Yes, it automatically fills something in there. As soon as it opens up, it reads it as that date, and then as soon as it's signed, it'll timestamp it as that time.
Okay, so that'll change then.
Yeah, so if they just view it one day and they don't sign it, they can open it up again and sign it, and it will be the correct date.
Okay, all right. Now mine doesn't have signature like you got. Mine just still says sign.
Did you pull the signature over?
No.
No. Did you? Okay, let's see.
Okay, so.
So go ahead and show me.
Well, do I need to go backwards here?
Just go ahead and scroll. So click on that where it says. And click. And click on the next one. Yeah. Sign.
Okay. I just
Yep.
didn't do that. Okay, now it does say signature. Okay. And now does the date or the time change when I did that? Because it didn't.
It is now currently 10:47 in that time zone.
Oh, maybe it
CGD.
is.
Yeah. Because right here it's 12:47, so that's central. Okay.
Okay.
We can change that. See 11:47 right here.
Right.
Oh yeah, 10:47. So that's the same time. It's just that some time zones are different. If we go back into that first screen that we come to when we log in, we can change the time zone to Eastern.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think you have to legally because it's really the same time all across the country, but it makes people feel better.
Exactly. But that's an initial setting that I have
Yes.
to change.
You can look to see what the different views are. This is on a mobile tablet, and this would be on a phone. Click out of that. I click send.
Okay, where are you at? Send. Bottom?
And it'll be at the top.
Not seeing send. Sorry. I got finish, other actions.
Oh, sorry. Click on that X. And I click send. There we go.
Okay, thank you.
So now that it has to be signed, it says that Joe and Janet still need to sign it. When I click on it, I'm going to go into my email and sign. Please sign. Joe Schmo, please sign. Okay. It's going to say, please review the documents below. This is what your customers are going to be seeing. Click continue. Okay. Initial. Because it doesn't have an initial for this person, I'm not going to put it in here because that'll be for my email. They'll adopt an initial. And press cancel. So at 11:06 a.m. Eastern, I signed this as a seller signature. I click finish. Thanks. Says you're done. I'm going to go back into my envelope. I'm going to refresh this.
So what did that say?
It changed my name to.
It said something about you'll receive signed copies in your email. Is that to the person you've sent it to?
No,
or
it's
is
to
that
your
you?
agent. Because I was logged in already, it says you're going to receive a copy, but they will also receive a copy in their email.
So you don't have to. So they get a copy
No,
of everything.
they're going to get a
that's
copy
signed?
of only what they've signed.
Right.
And you're going to want to send them a copy of both signatures for a finalized
Oh,
contract.
okay.
I want to correct it. Oh, I can correct stuff. See, I'm learning new things about this all the time. But it shows that Joe needs to sign still, and when it's done, you will be notified as the agent that there's been activity. Show you where. It says Docusign via Docusign. Joe Schmo viewed, please Docusign. So Docusign would have to again work. Go into my actual KW. Liquid will send you Docusign. Joe Schmo viewed, please Docusign. So you get a notification that they opened it, but they haven't signed it yet. Then you'll get a notification that it has been signed, and you can go back into the room and see that it's been finished. Once the documents are completed, you're going to upload them into Command in their specific spots.
It's been completed.
In theory. So this is inside that opportunity. So let's say it was a lead-based paint disclosure. Click Add File. There will be an area that says from Docusign Forms. And you go, yes, from Docusign Forms. And you'll add that file. I can show you in .loop. I don't want to create another transaction. But I could go to .loop, but this is, the .loop connection works. I just switched this to a .loop connection. Once you choose which Docusign you're going to use, it's stuck on that one, so you can't switch between the two. If you're using .loop, you have to stay using .loop for this specific transaction. If you use Docusign, you have to continue using Docusign. No switching in between. Unless you download the paperwork and then upload it through your computer. Okay, that's how you use Docusign. Very similar to .loop.
I think the only difference though in .loop, you do everything in .loop. In this, you've got to go to Command and Docusign.
Well,
Haven't
even
you?
if you stay with .loop, you have to go back to Command still, because that's how all compliance is going to be done.
Right.
The compliance will not be done through .loop or Docusign. It's all through Command.
Don't we have that other one as well in Transaction Desk?
We do have transaction desk, the MLS, but that
What's
is not.
called?
I think it's called Transaction Desk.
Yeah, but you can go in and you can do documents in there and you can send them to people
Oh.
to sign. Is it Authentisign or something?
That sounds right. I don't know because we don't.
Yeah.
I'm not. There's only a few agents who seem to use it. They all use the software that's provided by Keller Williams usually. I heard a majority of .loop. So, but yeah.
Interesting.
Any questions that I can answer?
No, thank you.
Did a fine job.
Thank you. All right. For those of you viewing outside of the classroom, if you have any questions, please let me know. You can send me an email at blakewhipple@kw.com. And please don't be afraid to reach out.